Thank you very much. We'll get things going here shortly from Minute Maid Park in Houston. Michael, how are you doing this evening?
I am doing well, excited for this very important matchup. The Athletics won Game 1 of the series, led by Mike Fiers, who's had an amazing season. But you got 2 games to go. You're only back 4 games. If you're the Astros, you've been pretty hot. They were below 500 for most of the season, and now they're right in contention. So you got a lot of ways to go, but if you lose these 2 games, you're down 6, and that's a big deficit to overcome. So big game here. You got your ace on the mound, so you have to hope that you're going to pull out a victory here, even though Manaea is an excellent pitcher on his own right.
You know, Manaea, he has had quite the season. 10-2, I believe. Let me pull up my stat sheet here.
He's 10-6, but he's ranking high in a lot of things. He's 8th in innings pitched, so he's been a workhorse. 8th in ERA, 8th in WHIP. So him and Fiers just a 1-2 punch. Fiers has been a little better, but Manaea right there. He's been so great. The other 3 starters, it's kind of a big drop-off, so when you have your 1 and 2 guys, you kind of expect a victory for Athletics, but Verlander, second in Cy Young last year, he's been good for so long, and him and Greinke are the Astros 1-2 in their rotation.
You know, and it's going to be, this is a series that's really going to start shifting things in the AL West. Whoever comes out of this series is going to have a lot of momentum going into the month of August. The Astros have had quite an amazing month of July. They at one point had only lost about 3 times out of 15 games. They picked up a couple losses since then, so it's kind of evened out, if you will. Now 4 games behind Oakland after one point being 2 games behind them just a few days ago, but now they got to start worrying about the Angels too, who are now creeping up behind them 4 games, as that wild card race in the American League is just going to get thicker and thicker as the season goes on.
Yeah, and Angels, I wouldn't be too worried about them. They got hitting, but their pitching still has something to be desired. But here's the thing with the West, you basically have to win the division to make the playoffs. The Central have the 3 best teams. Maybe the second place team in the East can make the wild card because they aren't too far back. Yankees are about a game back of the second wildcard team right now and are leading the division. The Rays are only a few games back of them. But the West, you basically have to win the division. The Astros are 8 games back of that second wildcard right now, and those Central teams are very good. So you got to win the division, and since Verlander's really come back, this Astros team has really picked it up, and as we're about to get underway here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at virtual Minute Maid Park in downtown Houston, Texas. A battle of the AL West. The Oakland Athletics take on the 57-49 Houston Astros. Good evening. Carlos Zimmerman here. Alongside me is Michael Memis. It's going to be a very, very fun one tonight as you see Justin Verlander strutting out to the mound right now, getting ready for an exciting ball game tonight. And Michael, give me the stats.
So Verlander, he's been out for part of the season, just like in real life. Now he's injured, but 10 starts, 7-2. He's a very low ERA, and you see his walk-to-strikeout ratio. He's really good with that in terms of keeping control of the plate, and he has just amazing stuff, and one of the best pitchers of our generation.
The second baseman, Jonathan.
He will face a former Astro in Jonathan VR to lead off this ball game tonight at Minute Maid. First pitch will miss outside for a ball 1-0. As mentioned, the Astros 8 games above 500 at 57-49. A much better spot than they were, per se, about a month and a half ago, near down the bottom of the division with Seattle and Texas. But they've really recovered, and now they're sitting pretty in a big wild card spot. The 1-0 pitch, that one catches the zone outside for a ball, or for a strike, 1-1.
Verlander is going to try to pound the zone early. Athletics have some good hitters, but nowhere near the potency of the Astros lineup.
Next pitch misses up for a ball, 2-1 the count. Verlander going to try and make efficient work here of these 1, 2, and 3 as Villar swings through that one. 2-2, the count runs even.
And VR, so far the only Oakland trade right now, but we'll see. The trade deadline's coming up soon. Maybe they make another move with how close this division is.
Swing and a miss. from Jonathan VR. That'll be the first out of the inning here. Good work by JV to work out a good count and gets out with 6 pitches against him. And now that'll hand things over to Marcus Semien. Or actually, did I look at that wrong?
Maybe Semien, I'm not sure. It's one of those names that are hard to pronounce.
Oh, no, I was just concerned that I announced the wrong guy.
No, you got them right.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to update the crawl right now as the first pitch to him was a strike, and that one will miss outside and low for a ball, 1-1.
You see, tied for 8th in the AL in RBIs. He's one of their best hitters. Nice guy to put in the second 2 hole, and surprisingly a lot of RBIs considering you only got leadoff hitter before you.
Diving play by Yuli Gurriel. He'll flip it to Verlander to get the out. And man, he has been something special for the Astros down that first baseline to shift on a little bit, so he's playing off the bag and makes good awareness there out of him, and then to get it on to JV for the out. So good piece of defense out of the Astros first baseman. I'll hand things over to Chris Davis, as that one will catch the zone for a strike. You see the numbers against him. Davis has got some pop against Verlander. 4 of his 6 hits against them have gone over the wall. So Verlander may just try to pitch about him here and maybe get him to swing at some bad pitches.
Yeah, and Davis, he had over 300 average earlier this season, but he's kind of regressed to how he used to be, around a 250 hitter, now down to 283.
This one's grounded over to Bregman. Throw on to Gurriel. Took him off the bag, but got back in time to get the 3rd out of the inning. So a near error there by Bregman, but it ends up getting snuffed out. 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. We head to the bottom of the first. No score. Sean Manaea gets the call to start tonight. Michael, we touched on him, but what else can you give me on him?
Well, he's a fly ball pitcher. He's going to rely more on the fastball and the change in this one, but he can mix in a few other pitches. We'll see how he approaches this Astros lineup. He's going to have to be careful. You got Alvarez, you got Bregman, you got Altuve, you got Gurriel, you got everything that's difficult up and down the lineup.
Yeah, really, the only hole in this lineup right now is the hole at catcher. With the loss of Garrett Stubbs, who got the start most of the season, you got Martin Maldonado. I get word that the Astros have been looking around for catchers in the trade market. You'll see that happen as things go along. First pitch to Jose Altuve is right down the pipe for a strike from Manaea.
Yeah, Maldonado more of a defensive catcher, and the Astros, a lot of teams have this trouble with having a good catcher, but you still want to get a good catcher to solidify that lineup.
Next pitch to Altuve, swung at and missed by the mighty Mike Altuve, 0-2 the count. Manaea looking to get a good start here against the Astros' leadoff hitter. The 0-2 pitch will miss in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch went inside, but Altuve went after it, and that'll be a strikeout for Sean Manaea, his first of the game.
Oh, almost hit Altuve. I'm guessing he was expecting a fastball, because once that ball broke, it nearly hit his shoulder, but he ended up swinging and badly missing for strike 3.
Michael Brantley comes to the plate. Defensive alignment for Oakland. Left to right in the outfield. Left fielder Marcana. As that one misses for a ball. Ramon Laureano, another former Astro. He is up in center. Stephen Piscotty out in right. Around the horn on the infield. Matt Chapman at third. Marcus Semien at short. Jonathan VR at second. Matt Olson at first. Austin Allen doing the catching here tonight for Sean Manaea. As this one is smothered by Olson as he looks at Yuli Gurriel's play and says, hey, I can do one as well, as he'll get the second out here in the first. So you know that's Pinder over there at first tonight, not Matt Olson.
Yeah, Olson has been facing bruised ribs. He's on the team, but it said he was out 1 to 6 days, so I'm sure they could play him in a pinch, but you don't want to further aggravate the injury, so that's probably why they have Pinder at first.
Must have been a late scratch, so Chad Pinder over there at first. But regardless, here is Alex Bregman. The first one from Minaya is a strike. Bregman, a part of that 1-2 punch. I've been calling him and Alvarez pretty much ever since I've gotten a part of ML BotBall. They have just been stellar. First and second in many categories. We'll get to that in a second. The 0-1 misses outside for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, and if Alvarez wasn't putting up these good numbers, Bregman might be a front runner for MVP. But Alvarez right now is Triple Crown territory, so he's going to be the front runner despite, for some reason, he doesn't have the highest batting WAR despite the fact that he's leading in all these categories.
Well, I think that's the reason why Dusty Baker wanted to put him in the cleanup spot in case so his front three get on base. But Bregman, though, will get into one in the right center. Laureano will get under it, and that will close out this first inning. Astros go quietly here in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second. Still no score here in Houston.
That was the quickest first inning I've ever been part of since I've joined BotBall. 1, 2, 3 for both teams, and not a lot of drama or fouled pitches.
Leading off for Oakland.
Yeah, no, that just shows you the tenacity of these pitchers. As here is the aforementioned Chad Pinder. Batting .203 on the year, 4 home runs, backing up most of the season Matt Olson, but due to Matt Olson with bruised ribs, he gets the call to start tonight. In the cleanup spot, first pitch from Verlander misses somehow, 1-0.
A little surprising to see Pinder in the 4-hole. Maybe Bob Melvin didn't want to move anyone in the lineup and keep them at their comfortable positions, but Pinder definitely not a guy you think of as a cleanup hitter for this team.
Pinder swings through one there, runs the count even at 1-1. Verlander quickly back up again.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Pinder checked his swing, makes the count 2-1. Defensive alignment for the Astros. Around the horn in the outfield, Michael Brantley in left, Springer in center, Josh Reddick out in right. Around the infield, Alex Bregman third, as that one's then for a strike. Carlos Correa at short, Jose Altuve at second, Yuli Gurriel at first. Lorenzo Quintana behind the plate here for Verlander, as Pinder will get into one. This one will stay on the infield. Correa will catch it for out number 1. The remainder of the lineup for the A's, Matt Chapman, he's right up next. Mark Canha will be right after him. And then the bottom of the order is Ramon Laureano, Stephen Piscotty, and Austin Allen. First pitch to the 230 hitter, Matt Chapman in there for a strike. Verlander doing some pretty good, he's really commanding the strike zone so far, Michael.
And what's crazy about him is he could still throw in the mid-90s with his fastball. He's 37 years old. Usually when you get up to the age, you're going to start to have to rely on more breaking stuff. Think of CC Sabathia with the Yankees. He had to start using a cutter because his fastball really didn't do it anymore. It was kind of more in the upper 80s, low 90s. But Verlander still has the same stuff, and he could still fire it past someone.
2 strikes.
Blows one right by Chapman, 96 miles an hour on the gun, makes the count 1-2. Again, the A's at division leading for the majority of this BotBall season. The team's just falling by the wayside, but now they have competition to the Astros as Chapman swings at a potential drop third strike, but Quintana throws down to Gurriel to complete the putout. Second strikeout for Verlander, and that'll bring up Mark Canha, who has been hitting a lot of dingers this season, 24 of them to be exact. Really pretty even against both lefties and righties this season, but tends to hit better off of righties in terms of the long ball. First pitch to him, right up at the letters, in for a strike, 0-1.
No ball.
Canha swings through that pitch. Quintana liked that one from Verlander, 0-2. Verlander looking for another 1-2-3 inning, but that one he won't get it, as that one's called a ball, 1-2. Fouled off there by Canha. We'll keep it going. Verlander's 25th pitch swung on and missed by Marcana, and that will end at the top of the second. Another 1-2-3 inning for Verlander. 2 strikeouts for him in this inning. Still no score here at the Juice Box in Houston.
Leading up for the Astros,
Back end of that 1-2 punch, Jordan Alvarez will lead things off here against Sean Manaea.
Alvarez.
Sean Manaea, Michael, he had quite a bit of more effective inning last inning than Verlander did. We'll see if he can continue it here.
He's facing the toughest guy in the Astros lineup. But, you know, it's pretty obvious he's the number 1 guy, even though Bregman's so good. Not a little bit surprising. I didn't see him going this great. He's already 40 home runs in the season. He's going to get at least 50.
You never know. He could probably hit a hot stride and maybe go for 55. It's only 14 or 15 away from that, so that's not really far-fetched. 2-1, swung at and missed. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, at one point it looked like he was on pace to pass 60. I don't know if he'll do that now, especially if towards the end of the year they're out of it, or maybe they clinch if they get hot. That maybe they sit him for a few games to rest them for the playoffs. And even the RBI record looked like it would be broken, but I don't think that's going to be any more. He slowed down a little bit in the second half, but still putting up excellent numbers.
Full count, 3-2.
Got a full count now on Alvarez as Carlos Correa is on deck. No walks have been issued so far. Manaea hoping to avoid it here. The 3-2 swung at and just got a piece of it. Did Jordan Alvarez. It's fouled. Yeah, you mentioned guys maybe coming off the bench and playing in that designated hitter spot. Well, the thing is, the Astros really don't have that many options, as Alvarez will get into one into right. Going after it is VR from the second base spot, and he'll make the play in foul territory for out number 1.
And that's the nice thing about VR. He's so fast. He's been up there in the league in stolen bases. He can play short. So when you got a pop up out there, you don't need to have the first baseman go there. Your second baseman can easily get that, where that's not the case on every team. Sometimes you got a little bit of a slower guy at second base, like the Mets and Robinson Cano.
Now here's a guy who's really hoping to get his act together. In his last 4 games, as you saw on your screen, 0 for 14. In the last 4 games for Carlos Correa. He's been without a hit for that long, hoping to break that streak. I don't think he'll get to the point of Chris Davis of the Baltimore Orioles territory of not getting a hit, but definitely he wants that's something he wants to correct.
Ball, that's outside.
One misses outside for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, if he keeps not hitting, he may move down the lineup. 5 hole. There's a lot of guys that can move up in the lineup and replace him, but Baker still having confidence in Correa at that spot.
1-1 offering is hit in the air into the left center field gap. Getting after it, though, is Marcana, and that will be out number 2. Yeah, no, George Springer, he was really dropped in the lineup due to his lackluster play, but he's starting to pick it back up again. So that could be a guy that could start slowly shifting his way up. Josh Reddick, he's been hitting well this season, so we'll see what happens. Here's a guy that's been hitting well and on an 8-game hitting streak, Yuli Gurriel. He had a good play at first last inning. First pitch from Manaea is a strike, 0-1. One offering, that one catching the outer half of the plate, 0-2 the count. Manaea. All these at-bats, aside from Alvarez, he has really been able to get ahead of these Astros hitters.
Will be during the second and third time in the lineup. Is he going to be as effective? Because now they've seen what he throws.
Ball, that's in.
Good off-speed attempt there from Manaea. Slider that missed too much of the plate. Good waist pitch, makes it out 1-2, and he'll deliver the 1-2, and it is swung on and missed by Gurriel for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Sean Manaea. Able to get a couple of flyouts and then punches out Yuli. No score after 2. Bottom of the order due up for Oakland here. If you're just joining us here on Twitch.tv, I'm Carlos Zimmerman. Alongside me, Michael Memis tonight, calling an AL West matchup of 2 teams. One team trying to keep their division lead, one trying to run down after them, and currently sitting in a wild card spot right now. Ramon Laureano, as mentioned, a former Astro, came up through their organization before reaching the majors and was involved in a trade a couple seasons ago, as the first pitch from Verlander misses for a ball. Laureano swings through that pitch, the high heat, 1-1. Laureano gets into one into the left center field gap, and that is going to get down for a base hit. That'll bounce off the wall. Laureano chugging to second. He'll hold there, and it's a leadoff double for the young Oakland center fielder.
The right fielder, Stephen Piscotty.
And that ball into the gap, and in that kind of weird part of Minute Maid where it's the walls move back, kind of like a mini Oracle Park, where San Francisco has that kind of weird right field. Houston has that weird left center field. And nice hit, and he's still got the bottom of the lineup, but Piscotty, he's been around for a while. He's a seasoned vet, and he's faced Verlander before.
You know, Stephen Piscotty, you remember he played for St. Louis for a number of years, 3 years with them before coming over here to Oakland, coming to Oakland. First pitch is swung into left. Diving for it is Brantley, but he couldn't make the play. The throw is into third, and it's cut off by Correa, and just like that, it's runners at the corners for Oakland with nobody out.
The catcher, Austin Allen.
That ball was hit sharp. Brantley almost had it, and the thing is, because Brantley had to dive for it, the runner had to hold it second, so they didn't score there, but they're threatening, and if Allen doesn't drive in a run here, I could see VR bunting next at bat because he has that speed and he's bunted a lot before. He could probably get that run in from third.
Austin Allen doing the catching tonight for Sean Manaea. The 1-0 from Verlander. This is low and away, 2-0. Yeah, Verlander, despite not having that many starts this year, believed he was injured at the top of the year. 7-2 in 10 starts, so he's only had one that has not gone as a decision for him. In danger of giving up a run here. A high hooker there gets into the zone, 2-1.
Ball. Count is 3-1.
Verlander now behind in the count. To the Oakland catcher, Austin Allen. Obviously don't want to walk him and load the bases, as Allen will get one into short. They'll get the twin killing, no doubt, but a run will score for Oakland. A good turn by Correa, Altuve, and Gurriel, but Oakland, with the runner Laureano scoring, takes the lead. It's 1-0.
It's not what you want as Oakland, but you do get a run, and you got Manaea on the mound, and he's looked great so far. So one run could be enough. It's very early in the game, but Manaea is not going to give up a lot here. So when you scratch a run this early in the game, you got to be pleased, especially when it's with the bottom of your lineup.
Back around to the top of the order here for Oakland, and Jonathan VR 0 for 1 today as the 12-6 curve gets across again for Verlander. Makes the count 0-1 with 2 out. And he comes back with the high heat, 96 miles an hour, trying to get VR here, is Verlander. Instead, VR puts a charge into right. Reddick, though, a few steps in front of the track, will make the play, and that'll be the third out of the inning. Ramon Laureano and Stephen Piscotty get on base, and Laureano comes around to score. 1 run on 2 hits. Oakland's up by 1 here in Houston.
Leading up for the Astros, The center field.
7, 8, and 9 due up here for the Astros in the bottom of the third. They'll lead it off here with George Springer. Won a Silver Slugger award last season for his just incredible hitting. 39 home runs, just shy of 100 RBIs. Definitely not himself, though, this year, Michael. Only 11 home runs as we near the end of July.
Sometimes it hurts the team when you do play in the World Series. You get a shorter off season. You know, activity pick up back in February, so you get 3 or 4 months compared to some teams that may get 1 or 2 more months. And Springer, very impressive getting that Silver Slugger last year, especially with so many great outfielders, you know, throughout baseball, and struggling this year, but he has the ability to turn that back around.
As he is caught looking there at a pitch from Manaya, third strikeout for him, and that'll be 1 out here in the bottom of the third, just excellently located. Right at the knees, Springer couldn't pull the trigger. And instead of Reddick, another lineup change, Kyle Tucker will be in. He's the one out in right field tonight. Must have been a late change. Folks, we've had some issues with the website lately, so there may be some things that aren't correct whenever I go into them. But the young outfielder for the Astros gets the start tonight instead of Reddick, and he's quickly behind Manayo, 0-2.
Tucker, one of the young guys for the Astros, one of the guys that when maybe Reddick's getting older, he's on the wrong side of 30. Maybe when he's getting older, they may insert Tucker there for the permanent future. He got Springer in the outfield. He's a permanent mainstay. Some strikes out there.
High heat again from Sean Manaya.
Batting ninth.
Tucker could not catch up to that one. Another strikeout.
Quintana.
See what Manaya does here with Lorenzo Quintana. The young catcher again up for Garrett Stubbs due to Stubbs going down with a torn ACL and being lost for the year. First pitch, called a ball, 1-0, so there goes the bid for the immaculate inning.
Yeah, so he was striking people out so quick, I'd just be starting to do analysis, and by the time it happened, the guy strikes out.
Quintana, a .250 hitter this season, as another pitch misses, 2-0. Don't want to lose the catcher here, but he now throws another one that's high. Quintana showing some good plate discipline. 3-0 count. Manaya should put this one down the pipe, so Quintana may want to take a hack at it. The 3-0. Right there at the knees. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, you don't want to walk Quintana here at all. Quintana, though, it is beneficial. You know, you're going to get pitched to every time. You're not going to get pitched around, so it's getting a lot of good looks at balls because, you know, pitchers aren't going to want to pitch out to Altuve behind him.
Nope, that's ball.
And that will be a walk. 5 pitches as Quintana will make the trot down to first.
Now batting, second baseman, Jose Altuve.
Not a lot of speed over there, so anything hit on the infield should be able to gun him over at second. And here is Altuve, 0 for 1, struck out in the first. You know, before Quintana got walked there, you know, in all my time of being in BotBall, I have not seen an immaculate inning yet, and I think that was the closest we ever got to it. For those who don't know what an immaculate inning is, it's if a pitcher is able to set down 3 batters on 9 pitches and all of them being strikes. If any of them are, if there's any fouls in there, he loses the bid.
Well, you know what's crazy now, though? With the extra innings rules, you could have an immaculate inning of 6 pitches, because if you pick the guy off at second or he tries to steal and you throw him out, you can get out of the inning in 6 pitches.
This is true. Altuve fouls one down the left field line, and that'll be a souvenir for the virtual fans, 0-2. Runner Quintana over at first, 2 out, the 0-2, misses outside and low. See the guy there with a sign Altuve for MVP. No, not in this universe.
I don't think he's going to win it this year. I think it's going to be Alvarez, or if Alvarez struggles to beat Bregman or someone else.
Altuve gets in the one into the right center field gap for a base hit. Quintana will muscle it around from third. Will he? They send him. Pettis does send him, and Quintana will come into the plate as it's an RBI double for Jose Altuve, and we have a tie ball game, 1-1.
Well, you don't walk the ninth hitter. You got the leadoff hitter up now with a guy on, and the leadoff hitter, you cherish that opportunity because a lot of times that doesn't happen. The bottom of the lineup usually not able to hit as good, and now you got Brantley up, so this inning's not getting any easier for Manaea.
Michael Brantley 0 for 1 with a ground out. You see Orbit trying to get the fans up and excited, now in a tie ball game. Yeah, Sean Manaea, he was on cruise control through the first 8 batters. First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Brantley picked up out of free agency at the beginning of 2019. Spent most of his career with the Cleveland Indians. Now has settled in and has blossomed with the Houston Astros out there in left field. The 2-0 pitch from Manaea misses inside for ball 3. Second 3-0 count he's had in this one.
And Brantley, Cleveland fans were very mad when Brantley went to Houston. You know, part of them saying the owner's being cheap, but now they got this really young rotation, which I think is going to benefit them a lot for the future, despite the fact maybe their owners don't spend as much as the New Yorks and the Bostons.
Pitch misses low, 3-1. And talk about rotations. The Astros rotation it's going to start looking a lot younger too once Verlander and Greinke retire. That'll move Lance McCullers Jr. into an ace position. He's the number 3 guy for him right now as Brantley fouls one off to make the count full. Then you got Jose Urquidy. You got Josh James down in the bullpen. You could potentially use him. Brad Peacock still with the team. Forrest Whitley, currently in real life a prospect for the Astros. In BotBall world, he is in the rotation.
I mean, I think they'd sign or trade for someone. I can't see that being their rotation in the future. And Verlander's actually only under contract for another year, so I don't know how much he'll command.
Brantley gets into one into right center field, and that will get down for a base hit, and it will be just picked up there by Laureano, and he will replace Altuve over there at second. An RBI double for Michael Brantley, and that has given the Astros the lead, 2-1. Pitching coach Emerson out to talk with Manaea. And again, to calm down here a bit. Both of these runs coming in with 2 out. First pitch to Alex Bregman, 0-1 the count. He's 0 for 1 today, flew out back in the first.
You mentioned the 2 outs. Sometimes it's the hardest one to get, and there's also the advantage that the runners are going to go on contact. Padres game the other day, outfielder dived for a ball, and because it was 2 outs, the guy was going the entire time from first, and he ended up scoring. If it was, let's say, 1 out or 0 outs, he probably gets the second, maybe third on that play.
You know, I saw that highlight, and that was really cool to see as Bregman fouls another one off. It just shows you the hustle that a lot of these guys have. Manaea trying to limit the damage here. Runner at second is Brantley. The 0-2 to Bregman. Backs him off the plate a bit, 1-2.
Already up to 52 pitches. He had a very efficient first and second, but he's laboring here.
I think that bullpen might be in for some work tonight if he continues to have struggles. 1-2. Oh, that one gets up and in on Bregman, and that will put him over at first on the hit by pitch. He didn't really like that one, and Twitch chat will probably start dropping some jokes in here. I won't acknowledge them as it's runners at second and first with 2 out now, and that'll hand things back over to Yordan Alvarez.
Not the last hitter you want up right now with first and second with 2 outs if you're Manaea.
Benefit here is that you have a lefty-on-lefty matchup, so it favors you, but Alvarez, yeah, he's been hitting a lot better against right-handers, obviously, but you never know what can happen. I've seen it. 1-0 pitch in their first strike, 1-1. And the one that I didn't like to see was last year's World Series. Juan Soto hitting just a shot off of Verlander. He had a few of those that postseason. And, you know, I would appreciate that guy a lot more if not for Joe Buck. 2-on, and Manaea has a count that favors him. The 1-2 to Alvarez. Swung on and missed. And Manaea gets out of trouble. Astros leave 2, but they score 2, and they jump out in front of Oakland 2-1 as we head to the 4th here in Houston. You're watching ML BotBall on Twitch.tv.
Leading off for the Athletics.
No, folks, you're not hearing the glorious voices of Matt Vasgersian, Mark DeRosa, and Dan Plesac. This is Carlos Zimmerman and Michael Memis bringing you some AL West action here tonight from virtual Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Oakland just lost the lead in the bottom of the 3rd, now down to the Astros 2-1. 2, 3, and 4 are the ones due up here to face Verlander as Marcus Semien looks at a strike, 0-1.
Now, you called this place the Juice Box before. I'd never heard it called that. Is that just because they're Minute Maid Park, or is that for some other reason, and it wouldn't change if they had a different sponsor for their ballpark?
No, it's called the Juice Box because of Minute Maid Park. When they built this field in the year 2000, they didn't call it that because the field was originally called Enron Field. But then if people know the history of Enron and why that went under really quick, come the 2001 season, the Astros had a new name for the ballpark, and they called it Minute Maid Park. And since Minute Maid is very famous for juices, as Verlander is able to get Semien looking for his 4th strikeout of the game, back to my point, they call it Minute Maid Park. And, you know, rightfully, they call it Minute Maid Park, and they call it the Juice Box, so rightfully so.
Maybe I have. I just don't remember any stadium being having a nickname because of their sponsor, but I'm sure there are, and I'm just not thinking of them at the moment.
I mean, you do have Minute Maid's competition in Tropicana. They call it the Trop down there in Tampa. So that one's in there for a strike, 0-1. Then again, the Trop, you know, that's kind of, I guess that kind of just rubbed off on people and it made sense. It's not really unique like the Juice Box. I don't want to get the Rays fans all chippy in the chat if there is any.
All 2 of them? Oh, wait. Oops.
Yeah, and I know Mo Red Wings, if he's watching, he would start getting on me as there's a swing and a miss there from Chris Davis, and that is another strikeout for Verlander.
Up next for Oakland, the first baseman, Chad Pinder.
Now, I do believe he's not bidding for immaculate inning. I think he had a ball there against Marcus Semien, so that'll bring up Chad Pinder, 0-for-1 today, the first baseman for Oakland. First pitch to him misses for a ball, 1-0. Verlander and Manaea pretty even now on the pitch counts. Verlander now ahead of him in terms of pitching, as that one is grounded by Pinder. Bregman will make the play. Good glove flip, quick throw on to first. Bang, bang play over there at Gurriel's spot, and that'll end the top of the 4th. 1-2-3 inning for Oakland. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Houston as we head to the bottom of the 4th. There's the virtual Heidi Watney. Per my tradition of these broadcasts, we don't really think she'll ever get her mic fixed, as she's talking about the Astros 6th hitter who will bat second in this inning, Yuli Gurriel, as you also get a look at Astros skipper for this season, Dusty Baker. After the demise of investigations being made at the end of 2019 about the Astros, A.J. Hinch was yeeted, and they bring in the old veteran Dusty Baker.
And he got an extension, he didn't get an extension, he got his option picked up today, so he's going to be with them at least another year.
So 2020 and 2021 season for him, and that ought to be good for the Astros, because, you know, he's got playoff experience. He brought the Nationals to a playoff appearances. I know those didn't really pan out well if you're a Nationals fan. I mean, it ended up working for you now with Dave Martinez. So I guess that was the difference. But then, you know, people tend to forget Dusty Baker was a member of that 2002 World Series team of the San Francisco Giants. I know they lost in 7 games to their counterparts to the south, the Anaheim Angels, but, you know, he's got the experience, and I think he'll be very useful for the Astros in BotBall and in real life as Correa, but a diving play by Simeon, throw on to first in time. And another good defensive infield play, this one at the hands of Marcus Simeon to get Correa for the first down.
Just a quick reaction time. That ball was hit sharply, and Simeon quickly made that play, quickly got up, and was able to get Correa by a decent amount.
Here is the aforementioned Yuli Gurriel, 0 for 1 today. As nighttime has fallen here in virtual Minute Maid Park, just like it is in the real Houston area. Still a little bit of blue out there, but starting to get into the dark hours, as they say. The 0-1 to Gurriel in there for a strike, 0-2. Manaya looking a little bit more efficient here in this bottom of the fourth. That one called strike 3 on the outer half of the plate and up. Gurriel couldn't pull the trigger. 6 strikeouts for Sean Manaya, and there's 2 out in the fourth.
Perfectly played. It's a nasty pitch. He looked so good on that batter. There's nothing really Gurriel could have done.
Springer gets jammed on that one and fouled it off 0-1. Folks, I want to remind you guys, we are doing this for charity. No one gets paid doing this. Our charity this week is Meals on Wheels. It's an awesome organization. We would love to see some donations. If you want to donate, don't hesitate to hit !donate, and that'll give you a link in the Twitch chat. Or scroll down here on our Twitch page, and you'll see the PayPal button, and you'll be able to donate that way to Meals on Wheels, our charity of the week. So please, if you're able, do so. Manaya working a 1-2 count here on Springer. Nearing 70 pitches, but the 1-2 is swung at and right at Pinder, and that will end the bottom of the fourth. 1-2-3 inning for Oakland here. And we'll head to the fifth. Astros still on top, though, 2-1. Got Heidi Whitney here talking about, I believe that's Ramon Laureano. It's this Athletics squad again having just an incredible season. Hoping to continue that through the remainder of this BotBall season as Matt Chapman will come to the plate, the 5-hole hitter for Oakland. Struggling in this series, Michael, 0 for 5. He's not seen a ball get past this infield or anything of that sort. 1-0 now the count.
That shift on him. Maybe Chapman can just bunt it to the right side. Just get on. You know, it's easier said than done in terms of bunting for a hit, but he's got a lot of room there. Only one guy on that right side of the infield.
Verlander misses with a high heat. 2-0 the count now. Verlander not even at the 50 pitch marker in the fifth, so he's looking pretty good as that one's fouled off by Chapman. Verlander will set again and deliver the 2-1 as Chapman puts a big-time charge into that. And I believe that one is gone off the bat of Matt Chapman around the Chick-fil-A foul pole. And he has tied this game up at 2-2 on a 432-foot shot.
It's a way to break a little bit a mini slump for Chapman. Crushing that ball off a ace on the Astros staff. Kind of weird camera angle on that one, but you could see from where he hit it that he crushed that one.
Thought that may have had a chance to hook foul, but you'll see on the show track here, this one sails over the foul pole, which means it is a home run. And that has tied this ball game at 2, and that'll hand things over to Mark Canha.
Mark Canha.
Canha flies one down the right field line towards that foul pole, but it'll go foul, 0-1.
Now, was that one out of the ballpark, or is there something behind that little wall thing in the back?
Towards that backside, you know, there's a fun fact here about Minute Maid is the next pitch 0-2. Minute Maid is built on the old Union Station here in Houston, Texas. So there's still a little bit of that left as Verlander is able to get Canna swinging. But I believe towards the right, that's out of the ballpark, and then a little bit towards the left, that's parts of Union Station. But still technically out of the ballpark. Because that little area where Union Station used to stand, that's just a little park area now. I'll bring up Ramon Laureano, and the first pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. Verlander trying to shake off that home run by Chapman, but Laureano will get one into center. Springer will come in a few steps, and he will make the play for the third out of the inning. Or no, this second out of the inning. I'm sorry.
Right fielder.
I just lost my numbers there, as that'll bring up Stephen Piscotty.
Verlander's been so efficient. That was the third bat of the inning, but it was a home run at the beginning.
No, it's really sad. It's 8:49 in the evening. I shouldn't be really jumbling my words at this point or losing steps with my thoughts. But regardless, we got 2 out in the 5th. Stephen Piscotty, 1 for 1 today. Next pitch from Verlander misses outside, 1-1.
One ball.
Scotty swings at a slider up. Makes the count 1-2. Verlander hoping to get out of the inning right here. Can't quite get it with that one, as that one's way down in the dirt. Makes the count even at 2-2. Verlander's 60th pitch of the outing is grounded to Bregman. Bobbled it for a second, but the throw onto first in time to get Piscotty. But Matt Chapman, the third baseman of Oakland, puts a rocket into the left field and up over the Crawford boxes and out of this ballpark here in Houston. We're tied at 2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
And you saw there was another missed play by the Astros infield. They've had some nice plays, but they also had a few missed plays. And because those two Athletics hitters weren't that fast, they were still able to get the out. Happened first to Davis and now Piscotty.
Outside, that's the ball.
You know, and it's really surprising, especially from Alex Bregman, as the shift is on. You see Matt Chapman, he won a Gold Glove last year, so definitely a guy you want to watch tonight to make some plays. Because here's Cal Tucker, who swings at that one, makes the count even at 1-1. Anaya now at 70 pitches in the ball game, delivers to Tucker, who misses high, 2-1. Cal Tucker, he originally committed to play for the University of Florida and their incredible college baseball program, but the Astros took him 5th in the 2015 draft. And with that, he elected to go ahead and go through a major league career. Worked his way up through the minors, and now he's up at the major league level, playing mostly on the bench because Josh Reddick is the normal starter at right field, but has been effective for them in many other ways. Bullcount offering from Minaya as Tucker will get one into center. Underneath of it, Laureano, and that will be out number 1 here in the 5th.
And you mentioned Tucker initially committing to college and then end up going to the Astros. It's hard when you get picked that high, you're getting that big signing bonus to deny it and go to college, because one injury and your draft stock goes so far down, you may get drafted multiple rounds down. It's a big bet on yourself if you're going to say, I'm not taking the money, I'm not going to go to the pros, I'm going to go back to college. Maybe you don't think you're ready, maybe you just think, no matter what, I'm going to get drafted high, or maybe you just don't want to play for that team and you'd rather get drafted by another team.
You know, that's the thing with making that decision when you're heading into college. If you want to go ahead and play your 4 years or 3 years of college ball and maybe jump your draft stock a bit and go up in the first round, but Tucker took a different route as Quintana swings through that one, and that'll be another strikeout for Sean Minaya. 2 out now in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, second baseman.
Manaea has been very good at getting, striking guys out, and he's had some really nice pitches to put those guys away. But 2 outs was a problem with him 1 inning. We'll see how he does here.
Same kind of situation. He was able to get Springer and Tucker in that previous inning when the Astros scored 2, and now he gets Tucker on a flyout, strikes out Quintana. We'll see what he does against Jose Altuve. Currently up 0-1 as the pitch here will catch the out half of the plate, 0-2.
A little bit outside, but the umpire did give it to Manaea there. I'm sure Altuve not going to be happy, especially if he strikes out here.
That one misses a little further outside, makes the count 1-2. Altuve, just a few days ago, he was dealing with some day-to-day injuries, and that's why Miles Straw was working some of the infield on a couple of those games that he missed, but he's back now. Hasn't really offered it anything Manaea has thrown at him as the count's worked back to 2-2. Two out, and the 2-2 pitch from Manaea will make it a full count, 3-2. Full count offering. Swung at and lifted in the air to center. Laureano will get there in plenty of time. And that will be the 3rd out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Oakland once again. 9-1-2 due up for him as we head to the 6th here at the Juice Box in Houston, Texas.
Leading off for Oakland, the catcher.
Austin Allen will kick things off here. 0-for-1 today as Justin Verlander in for his 6th inning of work. First pitch in there for a strike. The shift on once again for the lefty hitting Allen.
And both pitchers coming to the start of the lineup for the 3rd time around. Where pitchers struggle, but both these guys probably can get through it with their skill.
So that one is hit down the line and left and called a fair ball. Austin Allen will muscle it over to second with a long double. That's a good way to start the inning if you're Oakland.
Jonathan VR.
Just going opposite field, it's always nice to be able to do that because as hitters, a lot of times you do have that pull tendency. And now you got top of the lineup up. Allen not a fast runner, but it's a long enough hit single, he may be able to score.
Nope, that's inside.
I'll hand things back to the top of the order, and Jonathan VR has been a little quiet today. 0-for-2, striked out and flied out. Next pitch to him. Misses low for ball 2. Jonathan VR coming in via trade from Miami. Miami sent a minor leaguer over to Oakland as VR gets into one. And into center for a base hit, but with Austin Allen's speed, he's not able to come home on that one, and it's runners at the corners with nobody out.
And just when you said he'd be quiet, he does get a single. Hit up the middle, but Verlander kind of had his weight away, so he wasn't able to snag that one.
Yeah, back to my point, though. VR, in that trade for VR, Sheldon Noyce and Jorge Mateo now end up in Miami. Miami, of course, their season lost. 1-0 to Simeon is fouled up.
Yeah, Mateo, I remember him because he was a Yankee prospect. He was part of the Sonny Gray trade, which was kind of a disaster for both teams. Mateo, he's very fast, he's still very young, and he could play multiple positions, but he still hasn't cracked the majors.
That one, diving play by Correa, throw on to first, not in time. Scoring is Austin Allen. That'll make it a 3-2 ball game, a lead now for Oakland, but a good effort by Correa to try and get the twin killing. They'll bring up Chris Davis. First pitch from Verlander is a strike. Oakland has been able to recapture the lead here. In the top of the 6th inning, still a lot of baseball to be played. We'll see how the rest of this one plays out. The 0-1 misses in the dirt. Throw down by Quintana and over to Gurriel. Thought about getting Simi in there. No chance. The 1-1 to Davis. Checked his swing. 2-1 to count. Davis trying to continue this good inning, but he'll foul one off the plate. 2-2. The 2 pitch from Verlander misses inside. 3-2, and now you got to start thinking if you walk him here, Dusty Baker might have to start looking to his bullpen to see if they can try and limit the damage. No one up just yet. 3-2 pitch is swung at by Davis. Coming into foul territory is Gurriel to get under it, and that will be out number 2 here in the top of the 6th.
Now
big pitch by Verlander there. You got the middle of the A's lineup, and you got to run on first. You're already down. He doesn't have a lot of pitches, so he only has 74 pitches. He could go more innings, but neither guy pitching up to the standard that we expected them to. Manaea had 1 inning where he was disastrous at the end, and Verlander's given up 3 runs and raising his ERA a good amount.
Pickoff move over to Simeon. Nothing going on. Chad Pinder now at the plate, 0 for 2. 2 out here in the 6th. First pitch will be grounded up the middle for a base hit, so the inning will continue as the former Virginia Tech Hokie is able to get on, and this inning rolls on.
The third baseman, Matt.
Another one kind of through the infield. Verlander's given up a couple of hits this inning. I think it's 3rd or 4th already, so it's getting hit around pretty hard during the 3rd time around the lineup.
And here is Matt Chapman, had that home run just an inning ago. And now with runners on, this is really big trouble here if Verlander gives him a pitch he likes, but he'll swing through that one, and that'll run the count to 0-2. So Verlander hoping to get out of it here. The 0-2 pitch. This is high, 1-2. Another one that misses and ducking away, the slider getting away. 2-2. Runner in scoring position at second is Marcus Simeon as the next pitch. Grounded by Chapman and out of play. Keeps the count even at 2-2. Verlander at 80 pitches now. As Chapman puts one into the left center field. Brantley trying to get after it, but he'll have to play it off of Karam. 2 runs, or no, just 1 run will score, and the Oakland has opened it up a little bit here as Chapman gets an RBI double. It's 4-2.
That seems to be Verlander's pitch that's just causing a lot of hard contact. That kind of slider that they started out as a ball, but then gets into the zone, and these A's hitters are just timing it really well.
And that is going to do it for Justin Verlander. 5 2/3 is all he can go, and is on the hook for the loss right now. If he gets it, he'd be 7-3. As Baker makes a move to his bullpen, and it's going to be a right-hander. It's going to depend which right-hander it will be, and it will be the right-hand throwing Austin Pruitt.
Number 51.
I didn't even see anyone warming up. Maybe I missed it when they showed it, but not too surprising. He's already now given up 4 runs, 2nd and 3rd, to put in a guy from the bullpen. Well, Pruitt maybe not the guy you want to put in here, but you are down to, you can use kind of lower leverage guys.
Yeah, Pruitt, one of the more long reliever options out of the Astros bullpen. First pitch to Mark Canha misses, 1-0. Canha trying not to wear an 0 for 3 collar with, he's already got 2 strikeouts on the day, but he's got those runners at 3rd and 2nd. You bring them home, and it starts to really get out of hand. It's the 1-0 pitch from Pruitt, misses in, 2-0.
And Pruitt a kind of more of a ground ball pitcher, so that's what he's going to look here. And hopefully, unlike those 2 hits this inning, it's not going to go up the middle of the field.
That one finds the zone, though, at the knees. 2-1 the count. Austin Pruitt, a local boy in the Houston area, played his high school ball just up I-45 in the Woodlands, Texas, just a few miles north of Houston. The 2-1 catches the zone again, 2-2. Played his college ball first at Navarro College, which is a little tiny college out in Corsicana, Texas, just south of Dallas, and then went on to play more college ball at the University of Houston, close to his hometown, and now he finds himself at the major league level with his hometown team. Trying to get a big out here as Canna will foul one off. Another 2-2 offering. Just misses outside, and that'll make the count full with Laureano on deck. Two out here, runners should be going. So here is the 3-2. And misses high for ball 4, and that will load the bases for Ramon Laureano.
Now batting, number 22.
Not the worst thing in the world. Now you get a force at any base.
Yeah, 2 outs, though, it doesn't really make much of a difference unless you got a ball that's kind of in between all the infielders, and then maybe you could go to the easiest base, but most ground balls, you're going to get the guy first.
That one finds the zone for a strike, up and out, 0-1. Laureano below the Mendoza line in terms of with runners in scoring position. Things can really change on a dime now if things go bad, as Laureano, broken bat, will ground it. This could be trouble, but Pruitt will get it over to Gurriel to limit any more damage. Oakland gets 2 across here in the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-3-4 due up for Houston, down by 2.
Leading up for the Astros, the left fielder.
Bottom of the 6th underway now here in Houston, and the Astros couldn't have asked for a better time for these guys to come to the plate, down by 2, and you got your heart of the order in Brantley, Bregman, and Alvarez. Pair of lefties going to have to deal with Manaea here, but the first pitch misses for a ball. Brantley really been good lately, 6 of 11 in his last few games. Hoping to add to it here, he'll foul one off. One pitch. That one is hit into left. Underneath of it, though, is Mark Canna, and that will be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Third baseman, number 2.
For Manaea, it's probably this could be your last inning. You're in the mid-80s pitches, so you just gotta leave it all out there in the middle of the lineup, because it's a 2-run lead for your team. But with this Houston lineup, that can dissipate like this. And Bregman and Alvarez up, the 2 most dangerous hitters in this Houston lineup.
Matchup that favors Bregman, but he swings through that one, trying to put that one in the Crawford box. Is 0-1.
No, that's low.
Now I'll try again, but the slider will miss. 1-1.
Hey.
That one down at the knees, 1-2 now. Bregman gets into one, into left, but Canna, does he have room? No, he's going to try and play it off of Karam, and it's off the top of the wall. Bregman will leg it into second for a double, and it's runner over now at second, Michael. The Astros got the tying run at the plate, and Alvarez now.
Bregman continues. He's first in doubles, and he's continuing to extend that lead with another one there. And yeah, you can't really rob that. If you're It's too high on the wall, and now Alvarez is, I'm sure he's licking his lips right now. He's got a prime position to drive in the run.
You know, Michael, any other ballpark, that's easily a fly out at the track. But here at Minute Maid Park, with that short porch in left field, those Crawford boxes, it plays a lot different, and left fielders for years have been having trouble with that as Alvarez swings to the first pitch.
I would agree with you with one exception. I think in Fenway, that's probably going to be off the monster. But yeah, most stadiums, that is a fly out.
I got to count 0-2.
The other one waved at and missed by Alvarez 0-2. Tend to forget about the monster. I mean, how can you forget it,
that ballpark it's so weird, right? You got right field, you got like super short fences, and you got that weird foul pole where you can hook it under like 300 feet for a home run. And then center, you got that like corner and right center. But it's a historical stadium, and that monster is very iconic.
Alvarez swings through that one, swinging at every pitch Manaea threw him. 8 strikeouts for Sean. I'll make it 2 out now in the bottom of the 6th, and we'll see if Correa can try to bring home Bregman.
And that's his second strikeout of Alvarez, and both at key spots. That inning where he gave up 2 runs, there were runners on, and he struck out Alvarez. And now here with the guy on second and the team threatening, he also strikes out Alvarez.
First pitch to Correa, called a ball 1-0. Correa now 0 for 16 in his last 4 or 5 games. 0 for 2 today. Hoping to change it. As the 1-0 offering is swung at and fouled down the left field line. Manaea trying to get out of this one in good 6 innings as Correa's out in front of that one, 1-2. A couple arms up in the bullpen for Oakland, Joakim Soria, and the left-hander throwing Jake Diekman. The 1-2 pitch to Correa off the end of the bat and into the left center field gap. Going after it is Laureano, and he will make the play to end the inning. Astros strand a runner over at second, and this lead remains at 2. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Oakland as we head to the 7th.
Leading off for Oakland, the right fielder,
Stephen Piscotty will lead things off here. 1 for 2, singled back in the 3rd. Austin Pruitt will go out for what looks to be maybe a full inning of work. As his 10th pitch of the ball game will be a ball up and in.
Ball 1, no strike.
The Astros have a couple righties up in the bullpen, Chris Davinsky and Joe Smith. Davinsky likely a guy that would come in if the Astros were tied or up, as Piscotty will go oppo, but Tucker will get underneath a bit near the foul line, and that will be out number 1.
Now batting, catcher.
Pruitt in for a second inning work. You know, these managers in MLB The Show, they tend to love to extend these long relievers. It's not too surprising. I don't think Davinsky comes in unless the Astros tie it up, but you never know what Baker decides to do.
The first pitch to Austin Allen misses for a ball 1-0.
That's a ball.
Another one that misses up, a fastball that missed 2-0. Austin Allen played his college ball for a Division II university down in Florida, the Florida Institute of Technology, before getting drafted by the San Diego Padres in the 4th round of the 2015 draft, as he waves that one. Two-one offering from Pruitt is off the end of the in at the bat, and Bregman will get underneath of it as Pruitt wins the Battle of Austins for out number 2.
Second baseman, Jonathan VR.
Here we go again, Michael. Top of the order, Jonathan VR. This has been the really the Achilles heel for Houston today. Is this top of the order? First pitch misses for a ball 1-0.
Yeah, Pruitt, when he came in, it was against kind of more the bottom of the lineup, which it's easier. But now he's going to face a tough challenge if they keep him next inning, or if he gets into trouble here.
Ball 2. 2-0.
That one somehow misses, and the count now at 2-0.
Yeah, it looked like a strike there.
That one, though, catches the inner half of the plate, 2-1. Gets into one, into left does VR, and it looks like Brantley's going to have to play this one off of Karam, as VR will leg it over into second for a double, as that one hits the left field wall, and the inning will continue.
Went off, and because of the fact that it's left field, he's not going to go 3. That was probably same way in the opposite field. VR's probably getting a triple there, but not going to risk it with 2 outs.
And that one caught the top of the bat, and he's still able to have that power to put it into left. There's Marcus Semien, who's been a little quiet today, 0 for 3, with a ground out in his last at-bat. 24 home runs for him this season. He's got good speed as well, so if he were to get on, that would be big for Oakland. If he gets a hit here, that could make it a 3-run ball game. The 1-0 pitch from Pruitt. Misses low, 2-0. That home plate umpire, he's been a little bit wide, or if not wide, narrow with his strike zones today. That one, though, catches the zone, 2-1. Semien trying to add to this Oakland lead. The 2-1 from Pruitt is hit down the line in left field. Brantley after it, and he will make the play going towards that left field foul wall. Pruitt able to get out of that one as Oakland strands a runner. Stretch time in Houston, Texas. 4-2 Oakland.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the A's, number 36.
As here is Yusmeiro Petit. He will replace now Sean Manaea. Sean Manaea closes his day of a 6-inning, 2-run outing. Currently up for the win if that holds, and Petit will face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Gurriel, Springer, and Tucker. First pitch to Gurriel, fouled off behind the dish, 0-1.
A little bit surprising they put Petit in here. Not one of their... He can go a couple innings. Not a little surprised they didn't put in another guy that just for the 7th, and then just for the 8th, and then you put in Hendricks for the 9th.
I remember watching last night, Hendricks got into a little bit of a jam in that 2-1 victory. Hoping for something different tonight. Has a 2-run lead this time to work with. When he does get in, if it holds up. The 0-2 pitch from Petit. Foul down the left field line by Gurriel. Oh, 0-2 again from Petit. Gurriel gets behind it but fouls it. Been an up-and-down ball game today. Astros had a lead at one point, 2-1. Oakland tied it back in the 5th and then, or in the 4th, and then jumped up in the 5th, and that is where we have been since. The 0-2 to Gurriel in at the hands, as that'll be just grounded to Chapman. Throw on to first to Pinder, and that will be out number 1.
On pitches like that, the only thing really you can do, it's so in on the hands, the only thing you can do is just muscle to third, and Chapman, that's obviously an out.
That'll bring up George Springer, 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. Again, he's been having just has not been himself this season, and he's hoping to turn it around here. And he will with a base hit there into right field. And the Astros have a runner here with 1 out.
The right fielder, number 30.
Nice opposite field swing. You realize why they're not shifted on him, because of the fact that he can go to both sides of the field, and nice pick me up for him there.
Tucker grounds one right to Pinder, throw on to second, and then back to him A 3-6-3 double play ends the inning as Tucker grounds into one. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Oakland as the Astros go quietly here in the 7th.
And they say football's a game of inches, but baseball can be as well. A few inches over, and that's a double probably against Sport Springer, but just a double play to end the inning.
And I'll hand things over to Joe Smith. Has no decision so far this year, 4.13 ERA.
Leading off for the Athletics.
The sidearm thrower get called upon here to face the heart of the order of Oakland, starting with Chris Davis. First pitch to him. Misses for a ball, 1-0. Smith, a former Cardinal. I believe he's a former Blue Jay as well, as Davis misses that one, 1-1.
Yes, I remember more in the Blue Jays when he was on the team, mostly because, I'm a Yankee fan, and he came in relief a good amount of times against us.
Correct myself, he's not a former Cardinal. He's been around quite a bit, been in the league longer than many people don't realize, as Davis swings at another one. Started his career with the Mets, then went and spent a lot of time in Cleveland. Had a stint in Anaheim as he gets Davis there, and he loved every bit of that one. So that'll be out number 1. As you look at the starter comparison, Manaea having definitely a much better outing than Verlander, giving up twice as less runs than Verlander did. Good amount of strikeouts on both sides, and we've only seen one walk tonight, and that was by Manaea.
Yeah, the 7 hits are very unusual for Verlander. His slider, it worked on the outside of the part of the plate, but anything on the inside part, really, it just didn't work for him, and that's kind of his second best pitch, and that hurt him today.
As Pinder gets a hit, but knocked down by Bregman, and a bang-bang play at first. Gets him. Thought it was a hit originally, but Bregman able to stick the glove up and knock it down. That'll be two out now, quickly here in the 8th.
And those plays are why you call it the hot corner, just a hot line drive to third, and Bregman just put his glove up and was able to knock it down there and get him out at first.
Matt Chapman 2 for 3 today. Smith trying to get him here. It's a little chopper though. Correa, though, with the good play, will throw it on to first to close the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Joe Smith. Astros hoping to do some damage here in the bottom of the 8th. 9-1-2 due up.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now,
all right, let me see if I don't botch his name this time. Joaquim Soria into the ball game here for Oakland. No decisions for him, like Joe Smith. 2.48 ERA, 2 strikeouts to every walk, so he's looking pretty good so far this season, hoping to slow down the 9-1-2 hitters of Houston. First pitch to Lorenzo Quintana, fouled off for a strike, 0-1. That one finds the dirt, 1-1. 33,864 virtual fans here at Minute Maid tonight. About 2/3 full of a full ballpark. Minute Maid Park about a full capacity of 45,000. Quintana fouls another one off, 1-2. Soria trying to get the out here of Quintana, and he'll get him there as the slider catches the outer and upper part of the plate, and that is 1 out here in the 8th.
That pitch just seemed to float through the zone, but Quintana fooled there and just gets into the strike zone to strike Quintana out.
Astros will go back around to the top of the order. Altuve trying to get something started, but he'll swing through the first pitch. Nice changeup from Soria. 0-1. Soria, he's been in the league for quite some time, about the same amount as Joe Smith. Started his career in Kansas City. Went to Texas, then Detroit, then Pittsburgh. Made his way back to Kansas City. And then was on a split the 2018 season with the White Sox and Brewers, and now has settled in Oakland as the 36-year-old from Monclova, Mexico. Altuve swings through another one, 1-2. Soria looking pretty good here through a batter and a half as he's trying to get Altuve here. 1-2 pitch. That one on the other side of the plate, and he loved every bit of that. So he gets Quintana on the outer half and then gets Altuve on the inner half. 2 out.
He's looked so good this inning. Just 2 nasty strikeout pitches this inning.
Now Michael Brantley will come to the plate. 1 for 3, double and a ribby. First pitch to him misses outside for a ball. Soria looking to get an out here. 10th pitch for him this inning. Misses outside again, 2-0. As Brantley will pop it up. Allen down and foul ground behind the plate will make the catch, and that will end the 8th. Soria gets 2 punch-outs and a pop-out, and they send things to the 9th. Oakland searching for another victory against Houston. It's 4-2 as we head to the top half of the 9th.
Houston in danger of dropping the second game of the series, and not good for them in such a tight race in the division.
Number 47.
Here is Devo, Chris Davinsky, in here to try and slow down the Oakland Bats. 1-1, 3.05 ERA in 56 innings of work. 3 strikeouts really for every walk, so he has been efficient. Hoping to get to Mark Hanna here to lead off the 9th. Devo's first pitch right there at the knees. 0-1, excellent pitch. Hanna has faced Davinsky 6 times. He's gotten a hit twice on him. Next pitch from Davinsky. Canna checked his swing, but it's called a strike. 0-2. Canna swings at that one, grounded right to Correa. Throw in the dirt. Good pick by Gurriel to get the out, and there is the first out of the 9th.
Now batting, number 22.
That will bring up Ramon Laureano, 1 for 3, double and a run scored. As Davinsky's first pitch to him will miss in the dirt, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off deep to the left side, makes the count even at 1-1. Do you expect?
Just missed that one.
Yeah, no, he just got a little bit out in front of it and couldn't do much with it. He's out in front again of that one as that one's in foul ground. Make the count 1-2. We're likely to see Liam Hendricks in the bottom of the 9th to try and close the Astros. He'll have to face the 3, 4, and 5, Bregman, Alvarez, and Correa. Not quite there yet as Davinsky misses with that one, 2-2. Another 2-2 offering, misses outside, 3-2 with Piscotty on deck. Full count offering from Devo is swung at and picked well by Gurriel, and he'll make the second out of the inning, 3 unassisted.
Now batting.
Impressive defense by Gurriel this game, especially because he plays first, but that's not the only position he can play. He can play all. He played third for them for a good amount of time, and now at first, and he looks like a guy who's played first base his entire life.
He'd make a good point. He did start at third base when he came up to Houston before Bregman started making those starts over there. Bregman also, he's pretty flexible too. He can play shortstop when Correa's not in there, so. This Astros infield, they are pretty good when they get balls that are able to be played with. As it's a 1-1 count here on Stephen Piscotty.
Count
Scotty
1-2.
swings at that one at the shoot tops 1 and 2. Vinsky trying to send this one to the bottom of the 9th and couldn't quite get him there as that one's off the plate 2 and 2. Another 2-2 offering, and it will be another full count at bat here with Austin Allen on deck should the inning continue.
And 3-2 count this inning.
Maybe looking to pitch him in here. Maybe Piscotty will take another hack at it. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to right field. Going after it is Kyle Tucker, and he will make the play to end the top of the 9th. Oakland goes quietly, can't add to their 4-2 lead. Last hope for Houston. Bregman, Alvarez, Correa due up as we head to the bottom of the 9th.
Your attention, please. Now pitching.
And as expected, here is
Number
Liam Hendricks,
15.
3-0 with 27 saves and 32 opportunities. 1.85 ERA, 75 strikeouts to 8 walks. He is looking for yet another save, and it's going to be a tough one, though, as he's got to face the 3, 4, and 5 of Houston, starting with Alex Bregman.
Bregman.
First pitch to Bregman, up in the zone and called a strike, 0-1. Bregman, he's hit very well off of Hendricks, 5 of 9 with a home run. Looking to make it 6 of 10.
Ball 1.
Can't do anything with that one as it missed, 1-1.
And you usually don't do it with a closer, but you wonder if there wasn't this 3-batter rule, maybe they bring someone else in for Bregman who's pitched better against him than Hendricks, and then put Hendricks in, although that is a little causes a confidence to be shot sometimes with a closer.
Delivers an excellent off-speed pitch there to Bregman. No way Bregman could get it as it did not have enough break. Makes the count 1-2. Bregman 1 for 2 today. With Alvarez on deck. The 1-2 offering. Hit into right field for a base hit. A good start for Houston as Bregman is able to get a single past the infield. And it's 1 on with nobody out.
Next to the Astros, the designated hitter.
Again, even Hendricks is ahead in the count, and he still gets a hit. I mean, this guy hits Hendricks very well.
Here is Yordan Alvarez. He struggled today. A lot of those at-bats against Sean Manaea, but it was really one of his first opportunities to face a lefty. I mean, a righty, excuse me. And that is the type of pitcher he has hit well off of this year. Hoping to tie the game with one swing of the bat. First pitch called a strike, 0-1.
Looks like I just saw in the chat a trade. I'm not sure if that was BotBall trade. Yeah, it looks like a BotBall trade. Houston got their catcher, Wilson Ramos. And Josh James and Chucky Robinson going to the Mets.
1-1.
A big announcement for the Houston Astros right here at the end of this ball game, as Michael mentioned. Yeah, Lorenzo Quintana might be well on his way back down to AAA. As Wilson Ramos makes the jump from the East Coast down to the Gulf Coast. He will join this Houston Astros team more than likely at the end of the night. To make it official, 1-1 to Alvarez, misses high, 2-1. Two 2-1 offering to Alvarez. Oh, that would have been ball 3, but he hacked at it, 2-2. Alvarez is 2-2. That one misses outside, 3-2.
Yeah, just a quick analysis of Ramos. Someone who's watched him, he's on TV because I have SNY, is he hits great, but he's not going to be great defensively. I don't know how much this is for just a Mets thing or if that will continue in Houston. That is something to watch out for.
As Alvarez hits one into right and bobbling, it is the right fielder. That'll move the runners over to third and second, and that one gets away in the infield. A lot of defensive miscues on the throw-in by Piscotty, and it's runners at third and second on a single and an E9 by Piscotty.
A litany of errors for the Athletics that play. First, a misplay or a bad play on that hit to the right field, and then a bad throw, and two guys miss it. Little surprised that Bregman didn't try to go home, but I guess he got second, third, no outs. It's not going to make a really big difference if you score now or later.
You saw there a pinch runner for Alvarez and Miles Straw. He can run. And now 2 on, nobody out. Correa swings at the first pitch from Hendricks, 0-1.
A little surprised they don't walk Correa, but you see his numbers against Hendricks. Maybe that's why they're pitching to him, but you may want the force in this inning at one point.
Correa will ground one foul. I'll make the count quickly 0-2 with Gurriel on deck. Big chance for the Astros right now with the empty base at first. 0-2 to Correa, fouled off again.
Bit ahead a few times this inning, but he needs to put this guy away. You already have 2 runners on, no outs. You need to get Correa out here.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Misses with that one, makes the count 1-2. Again, Hendricks, he's got 27 saves, but he's blown 5. Hoping to avoid that here. The 1-2 to Correa, way off the plate, makes the count even 2-2.
And you did mention he struggled yesterday, and going 2 days in a row, you may not have your A+ stuff, so that could be affecting him here.
2-2 offering from Hendricks. Swung at and missed, and he gets Correa on a pitch up and in. And that's a big out for Liam Hendricks.
And that's big for a couple of reasons. First of all, you get the first out, but also now you basically, unless it's a wild pitch, you need a hit to tie up the game. You can't just sacrifice, and you're getting lower in the lineup despite lots of good hitters still. So big in many ways for Hendricks, that strikeout.
First pitch to Yuli misses for a ball 1-0. I believe Hendrick was in a similar position yesterday with dealing with the middle of the order. He was able to get out of it. Then again, he was only working with a one-run lead. Now he's working with a 2-run lead today. Really in trouble right now, but getting that big out was big as the 1-0 as Gurriel waves at it badly, 1-1. Tying run at second. Gurriel represents the winning run. That'll be off the end of the bat. Not going to be deep enough to score Bregman. And that'll be another out, number 2. And now it'll come down to George Springer to see if Houston can try and tie this game or win it. He's been looking for an opportunity to show to Dusty Baker that he can move up in the lineup. Home run here would definitely do that. 1 for 3 today. First pitch to him. Foul. Woo! Just barely.
Just missed being the end of the game.
Wouldn't that have been something? 0-1 pitch from Hendricks.
1-1.
That one misses. 1-1. One again. That one misses again. Springer up in the count 2-1. Hendricks. 13 strikes to 9 balls and 22 pitches. This inning definitely not what you want if you're Bob Melvin, but got 2 outs now. The 2-1 fouled off, and now the Astros down to their last strike.
Yeah, what you hope is tomorrow you can give them a rest, so that either it's a blowout one way or the other. Hopefully your way, obviously, because you're already using 2 days, and he's probably up to like 40 combined pitches between those days.
2-2 to Springer. Swung at and missed, and Hendricks gets out of trouble again. 2 days in a row, and the Oakland Athletics take the second game of this series. Bob Melvin, of course, loves it as a 4-2 win is the final score here tonight in Houston. Astros got 2 on in Bregman and Alvarez, and then Straw pinch running, but couldn't do anything with it after that. Correa and Gurriel and Springer not able to bring them home, as Sean Manaea will get the win today. Verlander likely the loss, and the Astros now fall 5 games behind in the AL West running.
Yeah, with your ace out there today in Verlander, you needed this win. Now you got 2 guys from our I don't remember who they are, but they're two guys I really don't know, to be honest. And it's kind of going to be a toss-up there, but you already basically lost this series. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 games, but not a good game there for the Astros. Not hitting well, and Verlander faltering when in a huge game.
Player of the game will be Matt Chapman with his home run back in the 5th. Going up tomorrow is Frankie Montas and Jose Urquidy. I'll be back on the call with Jordan Smith tomorrow with that one. That one coming at 7:15 Eastern time as we'll roll through some highlights here. Probably not quite a lot of them, as it was kind of a low-scoring game. Mostly for the Astros, as Sean Manaea, again, he picks up the win, Justin Verlander the loss, and then Liam Hendriks gets his 28th save on the season. Waiting here to see if we can get through some highlights. Michael, it was quite just an interesting game today. You know, it was looking like to be a pitcher's duel through the first 3 innings, and then the runs just started coming.
Yeah, they looked so good at the beginning. I mean, so many great strikeouts and 1, 2, 3 innings for both of them, and then both teams have quoted lines, especially the Astros, and it showed here. See that nice defensive play.
And a good start there by Gurriel there, and then Austin Allen in the top of the 3rd. He would ground into a double play that would score the first run of the ball game. It was a good turn by Correa, Altuve, and Gurriel. But that was what gave Oakland an early lead, and then you'll go here for the next highlight, I would presume, when the Astros took the lead on a Correa ground out to Marcus Semien. The throw was on in the first. Man, that one looked like it was a line out, but that did score a run, and that made it a 2-1 ball game in the bottom of the 4th, and that was all the Astros got in run support today. And then there was this one by Matt Chapman, just a moonshot hooking around the foul pole in left. Then you headed to the top of the 6th. Marcus Semien grounding out on that fielder's choice on just a great try there by Correa to hopefully get the twin killing, but Semien's speed too much, as that gave Oakland the lead originally. It just gave them the lead, period, and they would keep it the rest of the way. And then Matt Chapman, reason why he's player of the game, this double really eventually is what made it out of reach for Houston. That one bounced off the left field wall down there by the Oakland bullpen, and that made it 4-2, and that is where things stayed. As you see, Sean Manaea being able to get Alvarez here with that swing and the miss, and that, I believe, was for the second out of that inning, and then the defense started coming in here for Oakland. Killer 3-6-3 double play to get Springer and Tucker. And that should eventually hand things over to the bottom of the 9th. Liam Hendriks, they had 2 on. Correa first struck out there at that pitch from Liam Hendriks. Then Gurriel would pop out, and then Springer gets burned late on a fastball, and that's why Liam Hendriks got his 28th save on the year, and Oakland walks out of here with a series win officially. Still got one game again tomorrow. Frankie Montas and Jose Urquidy will be up for Oakland and Houston. Again, myself and Jordan Smith will be on the call for that one, as we are now joined by Mike A. and TARDIS16. Got a good bit of action happening in the After Dark segment. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Snakes of Arizona. Zach Wheeler versus Luke Weaver. Guys, how are y'all doing?
Doing great tonight, Carlos. How about y'all? Good call tonight.
Yeah, no, I was doing great there. It's just my Stros really couldn't pull that one out of here in a series that's critical for AL West supremacy. Oakland's just going to start keeping pulling away. They're hoping to maybe get the last game tomorrow, but that'll do it for me and Michael. For Michael Memis, my name's Carlos Zimmerman. We'll see you next time. I'll be back with you again tomorrow for the final game of Oakland and Houston. Oakland wins tonight 4-2. Mike A. and TARDIS16 take it away out in Arizona.